A 23-year-old turned $3,000 into $4.2 million in 6 months. No lottery, no inheritance. He used leverage. But here's what terrifies me. That exact same tool destroyed millions of families in 2008, wiped out Lehman Brothers in 48 hours, and bankrupts thousands every month. By the end of this video, you'll understand why leverage is either your greatest opportunity or your worst nightmare. Let me show you exactly how this works using a story so simple that a 5-year-old could understand it. You're 10 years old standing in front of an ice cream truck on the hottest day of summer. You've got $5 in your pocket, your weekly allowance. The menu says ice cream bars cost $1 each. Simple math tells you that you can buy 5 bars. But then you notice something interesting. Kids are everywhere, sweating, desperate for something cold. And you realize if you bought those bars and walked them over to the basketball court where teenagers are playing, they'd probably pay $2 each just to avoid losing their spot in the game. Here's your problem, though. With only $5, you can only buy 5 bars and make $5 profit. Not bad, but not amazing either. Then you see your friend Marcus holding $20 he just earned mowing lawns. That's when you make the pitch. You tell Marcus to lend you his 20 bucks. You'll buy 25 ice cream bars total, sell them for $2 each, make $50, pay him back his 20, and split the rest. Marcus thinks for 3 seconds and agrees. Congratulations. You just used leverage. You took your $5 and turned it into $25 of buying power by borrowing someone else's money. This is the exact principle that built every major fortune you've ever heard of, and it's the same principle that destroyed millions of lives when used recklessly. Let's break down the math because this is where it gets exciting. With just your $5, you'd buy 5 bars for $5 and sell them for $10. That's $5 profit, a 100% return. You doubled your money. Pretty impressive for a kid. But watch what happens with leverage. You borrow Marcus's $20. Now you buy 25 bars for $25 total. You sell all 25 for $2 each and collect $50. You pay Marcus back his 20. You have $30 left. Subtract your original $5 investment, and you've made $25 profit. You didn't double your money. You made 5 times your original investment. That's a 500% return. Same day, same ice cream, but leverage multiplied your results by 5. This is the secret wealthy people understand that most people miss entirely. Real estate investors use this every single day. They don't pay cash for houses. They put down $20,000 on a $100,000 property and borrow $80,000 from the bank. When that house goes up to $120,000, they didn't make 20%. They made 100% on their actual $20,000 investment. The borrowed money amplified their returns. Stock traders control positions worth $50,000 with just $1,000 of their own money. Businesses borrow millions to expand faster than profits would allow. Leverage is everywhere, quietly multiplying ambition into reality. But now we need to talk about the dark side, because this is where everything can collapse. Go back to that ice cream truck, but this time one detail changes. You borrow Marcus's $20. You buy your 25 bars. You walk to the basketball court ready to make your fortune. But when you arrive, another kid named Sarah is already there selling ice cream for $1.50. Your plan is falling apart in real time. You panic. These bars are melting. You drop your price to match hers. You sell everything and count your money. $37.50. You pay Marcus his $20 back. You subtract your $5 investment. You walk away with $12.50. You made only $7.50 profit instead of $25. Your returns just got slashed by 70% because the market didn't behave exactly as you predicted. That's leverage lesson number 1. It amplifies everything, including your mistakes. But what if it gets worse? What if storm clouds roll in and rain starts pouring? Nobody wants ice cream anymore. Everyone runs for cover. You're stuck with 25 melting bars. In desperation, you sell them for 50 cents each. You collect $12.50 total. Now comes the brutal truth. You owe Marcus $20. He doesn't care that it rained. He doesn't care your plan failed. You hand him your $12.50. You pull out your original $5. That's $17.50. You still owe him $2.50, and you have to find that money somewhere else. Leverage didn't just erase your profit. It wiped out everything you started with and left you in debt. This exact scenario, scaled up to billions of dollars, caused the 2008 financial crisis. Before 2008, banks gave out home loans to almost anyone. People with no savings and bad credit got approved for mortgages worth 10 times what they could afford. Everyone believed home prices only go up. They'd seen it for years. Prices rose 20%, 30%, 50%. People who put down $20,000 watched their properties double in value. They felt like geniuses. They borrowed more and bought second homes, third homes. Leverage was amplifying their gains, and it felt like free money. Then everything crashed. Home prices fell fast. The leverage that amplified gains on the way up now amplified losses on the way down with equal force. A house bought for $200,000 with $20,000 down and 180 borrowed drops to 160. The owner lost everything, their entire down payment, and still owed the bank 180 for a house worth $40,000 less. They were trapped, unable to sell, unable to afford payments, completely stuck. Banks that had leveraged 30 to 1, meaning $30 borrowed for every dollar they owned, collapsed like dominoes. Lehman Brothers survived the Civil War, both World Wars, and the Great Depression. It vanished in a single day because of leverage. Millions of regular people lost homes, savings, and futures. The tool that promised wealth created the worst disaster since the 1930s. So why do smart people still use leverage? Because when used correctly, nothing else comes close. Elon Musk had an idea for online payments in the early 2000s. He had some savings, but nowhere near enough to build his vision fast. So he borrowed. He convinced investors to give him millions based purely on a plan. That borrowed capital let him hire engineers, build technology, and scale faster than any competitor. The company exploded. That was PayPal. He sold it for $1.5 billion. Without leverage, PayPal grows slowly, maybe never reaching the scale to dominate. Leverage compressed decades into a few years. It transformed a good idea into a world-changing company. What's the difference between Musk's success and the 2008 tragedy? Understanding risk. Smart leverage means doing homework first. Check the weather before buying ice cream. See if competitors exist. Calculate realistic prices. Only borrow what you can repay, even in worst-case scenarios. Have backup plans. This is how professionals use borrowed money. Reckless leverage means borrowing maximum amounts, assuming perfection, having zero backup plans. It's betting everything on one outcome. It's standing at a cliff's edge leaning forward, trusting the wind never changes. Here's what every 5-year-old knows, but adults forget. When you borrow someone's toy, you return it whether you had fun or not. Leverage works identically. Borrowed money must be repaid regardless of outcomes. Banks don't care if your business failed. Marcus doesn't care if it rained. The debt remains. Before we continue, do something crucial right now. Hit subscribe and the bell so you never miss videos where we break complex money into simple truth. Drop a comment telling me, would you use leverage for your dreams, or does risk keep you awake? I read every comment, and your perspective helps others. Do that now, then come back for 3 rules that could save you from disaster. Rule 1. Never borrow more than you can afford to lose completely. If losing borrowed money would destroy you financially or emotionally, you've borrowed too much. Your leverage should be sized so even in nightmares, you sleep at night, pay bills, keep moving forward. Rule 2. Always plan for when things go wrong, because they will. Markets crash. Businesses fail. Unexpected expenses appear. Your leverage strategy must account for worst cases, not just optimistic dreams. Ask yourself what happens if you're wrong. If everything takes twice as long, if income gets cut. Without good answers, You're not ready for leverage. Rule 3. Never borrow to invest in what you don't completely understand. Ignorance plus debt creates disasters. If you can't explain how you'll profit, what could fail, and why you'll succeed where others haven't, don't borrow for that opportunity. Master the subject first, then leverage your knowledge. Wealthy people don't avoid leverage. They master it. They use it strategically with clear eyes and steady hands. Borrowed money is rocket fuel. It launches you to unimaginable heights or explodes on the launch pad, destroying everything nearby. The fuel isn't good or bad. Your knowledge and preparation determine the outcome. Think about that 10-year-old at the ice cream truck one last time. Imagine they learned from their first leverage experience whether it succeeded or failed. Imagine them asking better questions, making smarter decisions, understanding risk more deeply. Imagine that kid becoming someone who uses leverage wisely, builds wealth responsibly, understands the power they're wielding. That kid could be anyone. That kid could be you. The world overflows with opportunities requiring more capital than you currently have. Businesses waiting to start, properties to purchase, investments to make, dreams to fund. Leverage is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. But bridges collapse if poorly built or overloaded. Leverage reveals who we truly are when given power to multiply our impact. Some use that power to build, create, and lift themselves and others to unimaginable heights. They change industries and generate wealth rippling outward. Others use leverage recklessly, chasing quick wins, ignoring warnings, convinced rules don't apply to them. Both start with the same tool. Their opposite outcomes stem from wisdom, discipline, and respect for forces they're harnessing. The 2008 crisis proved leverage in foolish hands burns down entire economies. Millions who never took bad mortgages lost jobs and savings because others used leverage recklessly. Elon Musk and countless entrepreneurs proved leverage in visionary hands reshapes industries and improves billions of lives. Same tool, opposite results. You decide which story you'll write. If you're using leverage, whether a mortgage, business loan, or investment account, treat it with enormous respect. Educate yourself relentlessly. Understand the math, the risks, the psychology. Don't borrow because everyone else does or because someone promised easy money. Borrow strategically with eyes open and plans for every outcome. If you're not ready for leverage yet, that's wisdom. Sometimes the smartest move is patient restraint. Build your foundation first. Save capital. Learn by watching others. There's zero shame in moving slowly if you're moving toward real security. The power to multiply wealth is real. The danger of multiplying losses is equally real. Both exist simultaneously, two sides of one coin spinning through air. How it lands depends entirely on choices you make right now before flipping it. Leverage doesn't care about dreams or intentions. It only cares about mathematics and outcomes. Respect it, master it, and it changes your life remarkably. Ignore dangers, misuse power, and it still changes your life, just not how you hoped. Here's your final call to action. If this transformed how you think about money, do 3 things now. First, smash that like button so YouTube shows this to people who need it before making devastating mistakes. Second, share this with someone considering a big loan or financial decision. This might be the most valuable 15 minutes they watch all year. Third, subscribe to Easy Finance because every week we take one intimidating financial concept and break it down until nothing about money feels mysterious. We're building a community refusing to let financial ignorance control futures. Join us and see you next time.